Hello everyone and welcome. In this second video of my deep dive into Doggerland, I will discuss the numerous pieces of evidence we have for Doggerland's existence. If you have not yet already, I recommend you watch my first video, Doggerland, A Short Introduction, which I will link in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into it. We'll be focusing on three key pieces of evidence, beginning in Happisburgh on the northeast coast of Norfolk, England, where the oldest footprints outside of Africa were discovered in May of 2013. These footprints were fossilised in the clay of an ancient estuary and have been dated to between 850 to 950,000 years ago. Experts are able to do this by analysing the glacial deposits, that is, sediment moved by glacial shifts, in sedimentary layers, as well as the fossilised remains of extinct animals such as mammoths, extinct horse breeds, and early types of deer. The prints have been theorised to come from an early type of human known as the pioneer man, more academically known as the Homo Antecessor, due to its foot size and average height estimated around 1.7 metres. Travelling back in time to September 1931, 25 miles off the Norfolk coast, the trawler Colinda was dredging up everything in its path at a depth of 120 metres. Suddenly, one of the crew members, one Pilgrim E. Lockwood, spotted something hard in a peat deposit. On further inspection, they noticed a beautifully decorated prehistoric harpoon, carved from antler bone, 21.6 centimetres long. Very soon after its discovery, experts from the British History Museum determined it's from around 10 to 4000 BC. From that day on, the Colinda harpoon was born. Not only did this prove human life existed in the middle of the North Sea many moons ago, but also just a year later, the dredged up peat deposits went through heavy pollen analysis, which determined they were created in a freshwater source, such as rivers or ponds, not a marine one. This was huge, as it proved that the Happisburgh coastline was not always on the coast. Lastly, we move on to the work of Clement Reid, a British geologist who in his book Submerged Forests discussed the abundance of fossilised tree stumps along the British coastline. By comparing the preserved stumps and bathymetry, that is the depth of the seabed below the sea level, he deduced that roughly 36 metres of dry land existed when the forest developed. The drowned forests were from then on referred to as Noah's Woods, in reference to the proposed biblical flood. Thank you so much for listening. As always, my videos only skim the surface of each topic. There are far more pieces of evidence, such as the similarities in geology between the famous White Cliffs of Dover in England and the famous Calais Cliffs in France, mostly because they are the same white chalk. I encourage you to explore this world yourself and become as fascinated with archaeology as I am. Thank you for listening. Goodbye!